By authority of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education and the Board of Regents of the University of Oklahoma, Cameron University and Rogers State University, and the faculty, the 105th commencement of Rogers State University is hereby called to order. Let it be known to all in attendance that the candidates here today are in good standing. Mr. President and esteemed guests, the faculty brings forth this graduating class of 2017 for your review.
Please welcome Miss Natalie Martin to the podium to sing our national anthem. Would all please rise and remain standing.
Okay, thanks. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Natalie. Please be seated. I think it's okay to give Natalie another round. Wasn't that great? So thank you, Natalie. Good morning, graduates, parents, families, and distinguished guests. Welcome to the 105th commencement ceremony of Rogers State University. I am Larry Rice, and I have the great fortune to serve as president of this great institution. You're about to witness a very special occasion today. We will confer associate degrees on these men and women who have satisfied all academic requirements. This commencement ceremony is an academic tradition that extends back beyond the history of this great institution. This ceremony also is part of the tradition of higher education in America as envisioned by Thomas Jefferson, who is represented at the entrance of the RSU campus, welcoming scholars to our community of learning. Indeed, the ceremonial commencement traditions extend back through the centuries as teachers and learners celebrate the pursuit of knowledge, answers, insight, and wisdom. Before we proceed with the ceremony, please allow me to introduce our distinguished platform guests. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing until I've completed the introductions. Now, audience, please hold your applause until the end of the introductions. I will start on my right. Dr. Susan Willis, Dean of the School of Professional Studies. Dr. Keith Martin, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Brent Marsh, Vice President for Student Affairs. Heidi Hoskinson, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Registrar. Dr. Richard Beck, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Professor Gary Moeller, Professor of Fine Arts and mace bearer. Our guest speaker today, who we'll talk more about, Oklahoma State Auditor Gary Jones. Phil Albert, OU Board of Regents and Chair of the RSU Committee. Dr. Chris Purcell, OU Vice President for University Governance, Executive Secretary of the Board of Regents, and Secretary to the universities. Anil Galahali, OU Vice President and General Counsel to the OU Board of Regents. Dr. Hugh Foley, Professor of Fine Arts, who will announce the names of our graduates later in this ceremony. Now, please join me in welcoming all of our distinguished platform guests. Platform guests, you may be seated. Thank you. Take a moment of personal privilege to introduce three very special ladies in the audience today. Ms. Jo Albert, Mary Jane Jones, and First Lady Peggy Rice. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Thank you. A round of applause. Vice President Tom Voltero, Executive Vice President for Business Finance. Tom, thank you for being here. We are fortunate at Rogers State University to have such a distinguished group of educators. Today did not happen by accident. Along with our students, the faculty, they are at the core of the learning process. Our faculty are dedicated to teaching, scholarship, and service. So at this time, I would like to ask all of the RSU faculty, most of them are behind me, but some are out here, would all of our faculty stand so we can extend our appreciation and thanks to you. Faculty, please rise. Thank you. Now it's my great honor to introduce today's commencement speaker. And I trust that each of you have a program, and there's a more complete bio on State Auditor and Inspector Gary Jones in the commencement brochure today. Mr. Gary Jones currently serves as the Oklahoma State Auditor and Inspector. The auditor acts as a watchdog for the state of Oklahoma and provides citizens, legislators, and government officials with professional and independent evaluation of Oklahoma's financial needs and performance reports. Mr. Jones is a certified public accountant and certified fraud examiner. He previously served as Comanche County Commissioner from 1994 to 1998. Throughout his adult life and time in public service, Mr. Jones has focused on expanding government accountability while improving the delivery of government service. On a personal note, Auditor Jones is also a graduate of our sister university, Cameron University, so you might say he's one of us. So we are honored that he could join us today as our commencement speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Auditor Gary Jones. Mr. Jones.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the invitation to come here today. And I will tell you that many good things in my life have happened because of Cameron University. The regional system that we have in Oklahoma that allows us to be able to go to school within our communities, to be able to work. I mean, I was a kid that grew up as, my dad was a sergeant in the Army. There were 7 of us kids, so I knew that I was going to have to work going to school. And because of Cameron, I was able to work and go to school too. And one of those added benefits, I was an accounting student. And my freshman year of college, I actually was dating a girl that was an education major, and I talked her into taking an accounting class with me my freshman year. Well, this June 18th, I'll be married to that girl for 40 years. Mary Jane, thank you. And who is also a Cameron graduate. And let me just also say this too. Thank you for inviting an auditor. No one invites the auditor anywhere. We know that. But I go back and I look, and last year when I delivered the commencement speech at Cameron, it made me realize how valuable these institutions are to the state of Oklahoma. And you guys didn't come here to listen to me today, so I'll keep this rather short. You came to hear your student's name being read so they can be honored and get their degree. But let me tell you, your degree and your resume will get you the interview. But it's going to be your work ethic and your attitude that gets you the promotion. I will tell you, I've been working for 50 years, and when I've been employed, it's always about working hard and working smart and doing everything you can for your employer. Your employer hires you to do two things: to do as much as you can and do it as well as you can. Because I tell you that when you're looking for another job, your best opportunity, your best resume, or your best reference for that next job is your last satisfied employer. You know, I've hired literally hundreds of people. And we hire those people, like I said, we look at their resumes and we look at their transcript and we bring them in for interviews. But I don't once ever remember going back to their file and looking at what their resume was or what their transcript looked at as far as promotions. We looked at what their attitude was and what their work ethic was. Whether they're willing to come in and take that extra step to do everything they could to do what their employer wanted them to do. Not what you wanted to do on the job, but what their employer wanted them to do, because you become that much more valuable because of that. You know, it's amazing when you sit there and you look at this and you realize that today, that the students of today are so much smarter than we were. I will tell you, I mean, you have so much more access to more information, but it's the same things that got us promoted, that gave us these opportunities. You know, and when you go through life, I mean, I started out working for Bell Telephone full-time when I was going to college. I thought that I would work for Bell Telephone my entire career. But things change and things happen, and well, the phone system split up. So I had to make a decision in life at 28 years old. Do I continue to do this, or do I do something different? So I quit a job after 10 years and started my own company with myself and a part-time employee. But it was the same thing when we went out to customers. We had to provide better service to be able to compete against some of these major companies. You know, I got my degree in business administration with a minor in accounting. But what I'd always wanted to do is I always wanted to be a CPA. But it wasn't until I reached a milestone in life in 1999 that said, you know what, I've got to do something different than what I'm doing. And I went back and looked and I said, I always wanted to be a CPA, so I wanted to go back and look and see how many more accounting classes did I have to be able to sit for the CPA exam. I was one class short. So after being out of college for 23 years, I enrolled in an accounting class. And I walk in, and there's my daughter's best friend sitting in the class. And it was funny because we took our first test, and after the test came back, I take the first test, and the instructor would call us up and say, hey, you come up, and she would hand you your test individually. And I had called her beforehand and said, listen, I haven't been to school in 23 years. It's an upper level accounting class, and I was worried whether or not I should maybe take something else. She said, well, go ahead and try it. So she has the paper folded, she hands it to me, she leans over and whispers to me and said, you need to study a little harder. And I thought, great. So I walked back to my desk and I sit down and I made a 98. But it was funny because that night my daughter, her best friend called and said, what'd your dad make? And I told her, so I did okay. And she kept saying, well, tell him I had the 92, which is second highest grade. I said, well, that's good. So finally she said, tell him if he needs some tutoring, I'll be willing to tutor him. So finally I said, well, tell her I had the 98. And I hear this, you're the old guy that screwed up the curve. Because it mattered to go back, because Cameron gave me that opportunity to go back. And then the next year I took the CPA exam. You know, I walked into a room at the Cox Center, there's 900 people there, 900 petrified people sitting at a desk, lined up. I mean, you got tables there, and they give you a Ziploc bag. You can't put anything in there except for pencils and an eraser, and they're walking up and down the aisles, and we're just petrified. And I opened up that book, and I said, you know what? I studied the same accounting at Cameron that they studied at OU, at OSU, and all these other universities. And I got my results back, and I passed 3 out of 4 parts, and the next time I went back and got it, and I thought, you know what? the same things I learned at Cameron were the same things they learned at every university studying accounting across the country. In fact, when I became state auditor, we would go to these conventions. We go to these conventions called the National Association of State Auditors, Comptrollers, and Treasurers, a real swinging group. You know, a bunch of accountants, and so we go there, and people start introducing themselves, and someone says, well, I went to Notre Dame University. And someone else said that, well, I went to the University of Chicago. And someone turns to me and said, where did you go to college? I said, I went to UCLA, University of Cameron, Lawton, America. But the same opportunities that you were given here at Rogers State because of the regional system that we have are the same. You've learned the same skills, the same abilities, and you have the same path in front of you that anybody from what people consider the more prestigious universities. You've got the same knowledge and the same skills and the same opportunities, but it's your work ethic and your attitude that's going to mean whether or not you continue to excel. So with that, congratulations to you and good luck in the future. I appreciate it.
Auditor Jones, thank you. On behalf of our graduates, families, and faculty, and the entire RSU family, we thank you for those inspiring words. You've lived it, and now we appreciate you passing along those words. Before we go further, I should also remind our audience that there's people on this stage that really are really sacrificing to be here. Our folks, Regent Albert, Dr. Purcell, and Anil, and along with others, last night they were on a stage at OU until late. So this is OU's graduating weekend too. So let's give a warm thank you to the folks from the OU Board of Regents for making the trip up here early this morning. They were on the OU stage till about 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, so they had a very short night, but thank you for making the effort to be here. Now I invite Dr. Richard Beck, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the podium with special presentations for our faculty and students. Afterwards, he will certify the candidates for the associate degree. Dr. Beck.
It is now my honor to recognize RSU's retiring faculty members. They were each described by their students and colleagues as exhibiting the highest standards for honesty, integrity, and commitment to learning. Department Head for the Department of Communications, Dr. Jeffrey Gentry, has taught for nearly 3 decades, including the past 13 years as a professor and department head at Rogers State University. Under his leadership, RSU's Department of Communications has been among the fastest growing academic disciplines on campus, growing in both number of enrollments and statewide reputation. Please welcome Dr. Jeff Gentry to the front of the stage. Assistant Professor for the Department of Technology and Justice Studies, Mr. Thomas Luscombe joined the RSU faculty in 1989. During his academic career, he specialized in the teaching of computer science application and programming languages. His efforts helped spark the growth and national recognition of the university's applied technology degree programs. He has twice been honored with RSU's Pfizer Excellence in Teaching Award, as well as having received the Departmental Service Award in Applied Technology. Please welcome Mr. Thomas Luscombe to the front of the stage. It is now my honor to recognize a faculty member who has represented the pinnacle of excellence at the university. Since 2005, the university has annually awarded the Pixley Excellence in Education Award, which is the highest honor bestowed upon a faculty member from RSU. During ceremonies yesterday, we recognized faculty members in each school with awards for excellence in their contributions in the areas of teaching, research or creative activity, and service. From these honorees, a group of faculty peers reviewed their qualifications and selected a winner for the Pixley Award. The award includes an honorarium, and we express our thanks to the Pixley Endowment for Excellence in Education at RSU for making this award possible. Our 27 Pixley Award winner joined the RSU faculty 5 years ago, and in a short time has developed into an established campus leader in both teaching and research excellence. In the past year alone, this faculty member has been an author on 5 peer-reviewed publications, edited a special academic journal that included 12 papers, presented 4 papers or lectures, including an invitation to present a paper at an international conference, served as a reviewer for 3 academic journals, worked with colleagues from 7 other institutions, and conducted field research in 2 states. Along with this impressive list of research accomplishments, this faculty member often engages students in research, providing them with real-world experiences that enrich and extend classroom lessons. This individual also now holds the distinction of being the second 2-time winner of the Pixley Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me recognize the 27 Pixley Award winner from the Department of Psychology and Sociology, Dr. Brian Andrews. It's my pleasure to recognize our students here today who will be graduating with academic honors. At Rogers State University, students completing an academic degree program with a very high grade point average are awarded 3 levels of distinction. Honor graduates completing an associate degree with a 3.6 cumulative grade point average carry the distinction of graduating cum laude and wear the white honor stole. Graduates completing an academic degree with a 3.8 cumulative grade point average carry the distinction of graduating magna cum laude and wear the red honor stole. Graduates completing an academic degree with a perfect 4.0 cumulative grade point average carry the distinction of graduating summa cum laude and wear the blue honor stole. We wish to recognize members of the President's Leadership Class, a scholarship program designed to develop leadership skills and enhance the academic experience. We also recognize members of the RSU Honors Program, which provides an atmosphere where our best and brightest scholars can challenge themselves academically to maximize their collegiate experience. At this time, I ask all honors graduates, members of the President's Leadership Class, and members of the honors programs to please stand. Audience, please join me in a round of applause for these honors. And now it is my honor to certify the associate degree candidates. Would the candidates for associate degrees from the School of Professional Studies please rise? Would the candidates for associate degrees from the School of Arts and Sciences please rise? President Rice, on behalf of the faculty, I certify that the candidates whose names appear on the official graduating list have completed a prescribed program of study for the conferral of the Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, the Board of Regents of the University of Oklahoma, Cameron University, and Rogers State University, I confer upon each of you the appropriate associate degree and extend to you all the rights and privileges to which you have been entitled. Graduates, please move your tassel from the right to left as a sign of commencement. A round of applause, please, and graduates, you may be seated. Graduates, you may be seated. I would also like to announce today, since RSU received accreditation at the associate level in 2000, the university has awarded more than 7,300 diplomas. This includes 3,500 bachelor's degrees and more than 3,800 associate degrees. In 2016, we honored 8 students who were part of our inaugural master's class, and this year we will add another 11 members to their ranks. Awarding these degrees represents a major contribution to the education of the citizens of Northeast Oklahoma, as well as a significant impact on our economy and quality of life. We should all recognize and be honored by this significant accomplishment of which you are part. Military service is tightly woven to the history and character of Rogers State University. This includes the 5 decades when the school operated as the Oklahoma Military Academy, also recognized as the West Point of the Southwest. Today, RSU carries on that military tradition through the active presence of the Oklahoma National Guard Officer Leadership Program, or GOLD, on our campus. As we gather today in celebration, we would like to pay honor to all the men and women present who have served or are serving our nation through their military service. So active duty, reserves, or retired, would you please stand so that we may recognize our veterans? Please, thank you. Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the family and friends of our graduates who have so steadfastly supported our students during their education. I'm sure our graduates will agree they could not have done this without family and friends. Your support is vital. So family and friends in support of the graduates, we'd like for you to stand so we can give you a round of applause to get up. Let us honor you as well. Thank you. Thank you. Graduates, we're almost ready. Finally, before we get to the part of today's ceremony that we've all been waiting for, I would like to give special recognition to previous graduates of Rogers State University and its predecessor institutions, including the Oklahoma Military Academy, Claremore Junior College, Rogers State College, and Rogers University. If you're a graduate of one of these institutions, please stand. We'd like to recognize all of our alumni. Please stand. Thank you. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Hugh Foley, Professor of Fine Arts, for the presentation of the associate degree recipients of Rogers State University, class of 2017. Dr. Foley.
Thank you, Dr. Rice. Will the faculty marshals present the candidates for commencement? From the School of Professional Studies, Brianna Lynn Leathers. Erica Berry. Maggie Workman. Nicole Kramer. Janelle Bokout. Dawn McClellan. Kristen Kennedy. Caitlin Woods. Alicia Joy Alami. Cynthia Moore. Amber Higgins. Teresa Renee Heil. Maria Soltero. Stacy Lynn Harris. Christina Marie Cervantes. Jared M. Strain. Cameron Ryan Lewis. Tiffany Michelle Steelman. Sarah Stocks. Olivia Freeman. Shelby Johnson. Cody Lillard. Jessica Richards. Megan Durant. Erica Renee Jones. Alicia Ulmer. Brittany Fowler. Laura Gibbs. Lauren Mason. Chelsea Kaiser. Whitney Hewen. Kyla Klein. Marta Anna Polzak. Kimberlyn Bennett. Haley McFarland. Megan Edgecombe. Amanda McShane. Jordan Snowblend. Lacey Retzer. Brianna Hurley. Fly. Twee Pham. Brianna James. Heather Leanne Foster. Isabel Shannon Wagner. Megan Still. Michaela Ragsdale. Brian Hayes. Tanya Larrabee Gould. Courtney Hassel. Chad Reyes. Jessica Yeager. Amos Pilkington. Kara Lewis. Casey Michelle Sanders. Katrina Rush. Erin Elizabeth Haynes. Amber K. Bowman. Casey Matlock. Kayliana Barnes. Brittany Steins. Hope Connor. Reagan Standridge. Stacy Trimble. Elizabeth Cooper. Lisa Richardson. Allison Kate Warren. Charity Mayfield. Anthony Whaler. Raina Bennett. Sarah Pickup. Kinzer Jack Edwards. Riley Hollingshead Ditzer. Tyler Ivy. Corina Lascano. Kim Romo. Nikki Tabor. Tanya Bell. Paige Marie Perkins. Anna Woods. Candace Franklin. Heidi Hoffman Fu. Karen Aline Sturgill. Sheila Edwards. Kimberly Waycheck. And now from the School of Arts and Sciences, Zane Alexander Key. Daniel A. Fleming. Tiffany Pollard. Brittany McCarroll. Abigail Jetty. Nikki Mooney. Jordan Lawmeyer. Blake Matlock. Jason Skinner. Vanessa Crouch. Anna Gross.
Thank you, Dr. Foley. Now, I would like to invite everyone here today to join in singing the RSU Alma Mater, an annual tradition of our commencement ceremony. The Alma Mater is printed on the inside of the back cover of your commencement program. Once again, we will be led by Miss Natalie Martin. Natalie?
Please rise. Rise above the Claremore Valley, Camelot to view. Stands our great
Thank you, Natalie. Graduates, let me be the first to congratulate you. On this day, you've closed one door and opened another. Whether you continue your education from here or embark upon productive and exciting new careers, never lose your spark of curiosity, your passion for learning, and your devotion to responsible citizenship. Audience, please join me once more in congratulating the graduating class of 2017. To all of our mothers here today, on behalf of Rogers State University, we wish you a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. So, mothers, thank you. Congratulations to all, and thank you for coming. And audience, would you please remain seated until all the graduates have recessed completely. This will help an orderly outflow, so we appreciate you remaining seated until all the graduates have recessed. Thank you very much, and congratulations.